The female Space Marines crowd take yet another well-deserved L today, as Commander Wombat here, not the YouTuber apparently, reports that Ulfar, the Space Wolf companion in the Rogue Trader CRPG, has the following to say in regards to female Space Marines. There are never women among the Astartes. The Allfather was a man, Russ was a man, and all of his warriors are men. The Allfather's gene seed will not take root in a female body. Pause for effect and applause. Now, this is hardly a surprise. This has been 40k canon since the very beginning, and even when Games Workshop introduced the Warp Squirrel Call, who had somehow managed to stash away millions of super soldiers all across the galaxy, they still did not change this part of the well-established lore, nor is there any reason to do so, because, well, goddammit, entering into the why there are not female Space Marines argument is at this point rather pointless, really, as it is simply just a continuously rolling ball of shit heading further and further down the hill. The argument for female Space Marines has essentially boiled down to, well, nobody cares about them, so surely I can just have them, right? And well, that's kind of true. You can make as many female Space Marines as you want in your army, because nobody's banning you from painting them pink or modifying them with, I don't know, female Age of Sigmar Sigmarine heads. Go ahead. But in canon, there will never be female Space Marines, because whilst you, tourists, do not care, the rest of us, we kind of do. We care about the actual integrity of the world of the 41st millennium. But, oh well, details. Again, I've been promising to cut down on my subterranean root vegetables, so let's not get too far into it. But what is more amusing than merely Owlcat pointing out that all Space Marines are men? And okay, let me take a moment here to praise Owlcat before we get onto the truly stupid part of all of this. Owlcat possesses that most rare and mysterious diversity of all. Diversity of thought. I know, it's basically an eradicated point of view right now, but is there. If you play Wrath of the Righteous or Kingmaker, Owlcat's previous game set in the Pathfinder universe, and you read the various little books and scrolls and letters and all manner of stuff scattered throughout the game world, you will actually find quite a few interesting arguments. You will find points of view of pro-communism. You will find points of view of anti-communism. You will find pro-authoritarian talking points. You will find anti-authoritarian talking points. You will find people saying that the demons are misunderstood. And then you will find other people's going, I summoned the demon and it's clawed my face off. It's actually rather brilliant how they do it, as it contains pretty much every point of view you could imagine. There is genuine props to be given to Owlcat for this, as they have been able to actually present diversity of opinion rather than merely diversity in the modern day sense, e.g. of skin color, or in this case, in gender. So they allow the Space Wolf to present his point of view, which is rather stark because, well, he's a Space Wolf, he's a Space Marine, and he has literally only ever seen male Space Marines because they are the only ones that exist. In essence, he has dipped his hand down into the pool and go, water is wet. And thus made the logical conclusion that yes, indeed, water is wet. And then we get to the rebuttal from our leftist friends. Now, Bit's hammer here is apparently quite the favoured chewing toy when it comes to retarded leftist opinions. Sadly, I can't check for myself because, well, obviously, I suppose. I am literally Voldemort to these people after all. But, as Thor Odinson here talks about, we've got the first rebuttal. Apparently, people are using screenshots from the Rogue Trader game to go, look, Bits, it's canon that women aren't Space Marines because this one Astartes who isn't even an apothecary said it's impossible. Oh, it gets better. He's not even trained in biology. Oh, well, there you go. This Space Marine who has, in his entire career, never seen a female Space Marine, never heard it being mentioned, never seen one in training on Fenris, never seen one of his apothecaries discussing it, never seen a hint of this in the entire galaxy. He could not possibly be an authority on the matter because, you know, he's not a trained biologist. Again, he has dipped his hand in the pool and gone off going, oh, water is indeed wet. If there does not exist an exemption, if there is no exemption made in the law, in the fluff, in the universe, in the experiences of this space wolf, etc., etc., then no matter how hard you cope and seethe as to his lack of a doctorate in the field, it's not true. I'm very sorry. Like, you have to consider who is saying things in these things and the knowledge they have, people. If I write a story where a biologist and some random idiot are arguing, the random idiot doesn't get to be proof your worldview is correct just because he says things you agree with. Oh. You know what? I agree. Let's instead go to the leading authorities on this, like, oh, I don't know, the God Emperor, and Call these days, I suppose, and see if they've made any female Space Marines. Oh, wait, they haven't? In fact, they have specifically stated that it's impossible? Oh, well, I suppose we get to choose between, do we take the word of some random lunatic spurge on the internet, or the Emperor of Mankind? Difficult choice, indeed. Your appeal to authority argument is accepted, sir. and it gets worse. So, in the replies here, you've got Ulrich Stormfang. Yep, I'm also responsible for doxing a few of those fuckwits to their employers, same as the idiots who tried to march around a Watunga National Park. Watunga National Park? They really didn't like losing their jobs. Ah, yes, a reasonable and normal reply from the left wing there. What, sir, you disagree with me about my headcanon for a fantasy universe? Well, I'm going to have to try and destroy your life. Thank you for demonstrating to literally everyone that your worldview, everyone like you, your entire ilk, are lunatic, menacing, and actually actively malicious assholes. If any further evidence was required, of course. Now, I would like to mention that, of course, this does go against Twitter's terms of service and everything, but, details, right? We wouldn't want any consequences to come back around to people who argue for this, now would we? That would be terrible indeed. He also goes on to hammer home his own point a little bit by saying, it's also not really an insult saying cuck. I enjoy watching my wife bang other men. Why would I be insulted by doing something I like? Touche. Well, again, I applaud you for further reinforcing the stereotype with such vim and vigor, of course. It's always nice to see you really hammer home the point of your opposition, obviously. Thank you. So, yeah, there we have it. Another entirely normal day surrounding the female Space Marine topic, where one side simply goes, look, bro, this has been canon for actually ever, eternally. From the very beginning to the very end, this has remained true. And the other side going, I'm gonna report you because you don't respect my headcanon. In fact, I'll call your employers. I'll try to get you fired because you seem to be objecting to my fetish fantasies. Oh, also, incidentally, I enjoyed when other men have sex with my wife. Why are we having this debate again? Why is... I suppose we can view it from the positive point of view, right? This debate re-emerges every few months or so, simply so that the left can continue to demonstrate what absolutely monstrous people they are. Every cloud has a silver lining, right? Until the next subterranean root vegetable pops its head up off the ground and goes, actually, female Space Marines are totally valid because I made it up. I've been Arch. thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon, though hopefully not with this particular topic. Have a good day.